Steam's greenlight system is a good way for developers to get their game exposure, make a bit of money, and if enough people think it's a game worthy of being on the market, then everybody wins. A good example is Crypto the Necrodancer. On the other hand, you also have a lot of games that are half-assed, useless, or just a flat-out waste of space on Steam. Don't even get me started on all the games that use the RPG Maker engine as a way to make $5. Anyway, Reciever is one of those games that has some unique ideas, but for all of its ambition, I can see a very limited audience that gets why this is a good game. The development of Reciever is pretty basic. It was developed and pushed by Wolfire Games and released to Steam on April 23, 2014. According to their site, Wolfire Games develops innovative independent games for macOS, Windows, and Linux. It was started up by David Rosen in 2003 to organize his open-source video game contest and entries. After graduating college in 2008, he was joined by his twin brother and 3 friends, and Wolfire Games officially dove into independent game industry. I only found one other game developed by Wolfire on Steam. That game's called Lugaru HD, which was released in 2005. Outside of those, they're working on a sequel to Lugaru called Overgrowth. They've released an iPhone game called Black Shadows, and 4 other free games called Desperate Shadows, Lightning Shadows, Black Shades, and G Fighters. They also post blogs on progress of their current projects, and if the team interests you, then go check them out at wolfiregames.com. Anyway, enough about the team, let's jump into the game. The plot of the game is pretty basic. According to Wikipedia, Reciever has players search for 11 audio tapes from around a procedurally generated world. Collect all 11 of them and you finish the game. Pretty simple, pretty basic. It really doesn't need any cat plot whatsoever. To be honest, it's not fair to judge the graphics of a game that got on Steam thanks to the greenlight system. It's a pretty basic looking 3D first-person shooter. Everything uses very flat 3D looking polygons, and in general, it's comparable to something like Portal without the details that Portal has. So it's a decent looking game for greenlight, but in general, I've seen better. The audio is hit or miss. On one hand, I want to give it credit for some pretty realistic sound effects. I really wasn't expecting this from a greenlight game, and I applaud them for it. Every gun sounds beefy, loud, and they use it very much as if you were to be firing a gun right in front of you. On the other hand, the music is annoying, and the voice acting is pretty bad. The music feels like cookie-cutter techno music, and it really annoys me. If that's your thing, fine by me, then you'll like the music in the game. The only thing that makes it worse is the voice acting. Whoever did the dialogue shouldn't quit their day job. I know it's an independently developed game, but he sounds so monotone and disinterested that it really gives me no reason to really care about the storyline. The gameplay is a mixed bag. There's a lot of ambition, and it's a unique first-person shooter. The problem is that for as unique as it is, it's not a game for me. It's a simulation first-person shooter with roguelike elements. You spawn at a random point with one of 3 guns along with ammo and maybe a flashlight. Like I said, you got to find 11 tapes to finish the game. Here's the catch. You got to get them all in one go. If you get 10 of them, then die, you got to get them all again. No saves, no do-overs, 1 life, and that's it. The gameplay feels like 100% simulation on how to load and use a gun. You always gotta check your clip, the chamber, and so forth. So in general, check everything involving the gun on a regular basis if you want to survive. The problem I have with the game is that it's so hardcore that unless you know what you're doing at all times, you will get killed left, right, and center. I've been killed more times in this game than I care to count playing it, and I simply just don't get it. It fundamentally works, but like I said, unless this is your kind of game, then it will take a lot for you to really enjoy it. Overall, Reciever is an okay game at best. As a limited market, I'm not a part of it. I appreciate what it does, but I don't find it fun. If you want a truly ambitious game, then I'd definitely give it a go. The thing I'd be wary of it is that if you're into games that are like the dime a dozen first-person shooters, you're going to hate this game beginning to end. I give it a 6 out of 10.